is one of the worst ways. Welcome everyone to the Renegade podcast, episode 40. I am your Dragon's Dogma host. This is going to be a Dragon's Dogma podcast from now on.
Dragon's Dogma. I am your Dragon's Dogma.
Thank you. Yes, we have our with two D's, double D, the Dungeons and Dragons. That was not a good way to. DeMarco, who is a huge Dungeons and Dragons fiend. We're gonna hear what he has to say as an expert in medieval fantasy. So hey, everyone in chat, thank you for hanging out with us and being here and doing stuff. So let's just get into this, okay? Well, let's not just yet. I'll save Assassin for last because he's doing something very important right now. Make sure everyone can hear me first of all. Perfect, they can. Holly, how are you?
Hey.
What have you been playing other than Call of Duty?
Hello. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I've just been playing Call of Duty. That's it.
Nice.
That's really all I've done. And I know it's wrong, but it is what it is.
No, there's nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
on the camo ground. I'm trying to get all the camos for the guns, and it just takes some time. So that's what I'm doing. And I know that sounds nerdy, but that's what we're here for, right? So that's what I've been doing.
Hell
But
yeah.
I am definitely going to start playing something else, literally anything else this week, because I have Call of Duty guilt.
Neglecting
Anyway.
everything and taking everything else for granted, like Alan Wake.
Yeah. Well, it's a struggle for me to get myself to go back to it.
Yeah,
But I'm going
that's the
to.
thing. Like once you come out of like you're like, it wasn't for me, and then some people just never go back to games after that. But then once you get in it,
Yeah.
you're like, I was wrong. So I mean that can happen. Anything else going on like outside of work? Anything crazy, insane? Like doing any fun stuff going on that you want to share?
No, it got dumb cold here, like instantly, and I had no idea that it was coming. So we've had 2 days of just stupid weather with flurry snow and like 15 degrees in the morning, and the train broke morning. Like the train tracks just split apart before I got on the train.
Ladies
So
and
there's like
gentlemen,
no commuting.
The train is broke. So sorry.
Like,
Just imagine that
I
coming
get to
over
the station, I'm like, why are these people standing around? And then I look at Twitter and it's like, emergency on the train tracks. They've split apart. The 40-minute wait. Now it's like 55, and I went back to my house. I was like, oh, gotta get the car. I gotta go.
Yeah,
And
nope.
I'm trying to come home, and I'm like, let me just see what's still happening, because I drove, so I'm fine. And the train still broke. They're like, tracks dead. Like, we'll see you tomorrow.
I love that. Train broke. I love that wording. You walk up, like, what's going on? One guy turns around, train broke. He's like, okay. I'm going back home. Oh my god, I love it. Well, that's
Yes.
good. It's fun. Yeah, I heard it gets like negative 37,000 degrees in Chicago and in the cities, particularly.
It's gonna be 40 again tomorrow, to be all right. But
Oh,
just
okay.
one of
Gotcha.
those things.
Well, good. DeMarco, how are you?
Howdy.
You got your little Christmas sweater on. I can't see you very well, but no, I can't.
No, I have a better.
forgot-
This is not my Christmas sweater. I have a much better Christmas sweater, but that's coming out during Christmas time.
Oh, okay. All right. I forgot to turn my monitor on, so now I'll be able to see you guys. My face will go. There we go. That's not Christmas sweater. I'm an idiot. I have one just like that. It's gray though. Yeah. What you been into, man? You doing things and playing stuff, and what's going on? A
Dude, I
Fallout show.
cannot. I am in a complete Skyrim addiction. I can't break out of it. When I was playing Starfield, it didn't personally live up to my expectations. It's still a good game. I don't want anybody misconstrued. It's still a good game. I enjoy it for what it is, but I realized that style of world is not what I want to play in a Bethesda game, and so I went back to Skyrim. I downloaded some mods. Somehow most of them worked flawlessly out the gate when I I did not test anything. I just went in. I went download, and most of it worked after about 8 to 9 hours of doing all of it. And
Nice.
you know, there's a couple issues, like I think with Dyndelad, which basically makes everything in the distance look a lot better, and then with some mountain shaders and some textures and stuff, there's some wonkiness going on, but things that aren't getting in the way of the experience that much. I'm like, you know what? I'll deal with that. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't have I think there's this bug that I keep having. It might be a compatibility issue. There's probably a patch out for it between a mod called Immersive NPCs, which makes it so they do more interesting things, like they have more interesting routines, and they have dialogue that hasn't been there before, and that they kind of added back in and stuff like that. And a mod that changes the way the cities are laid out, and it adds more to them. It makes them better and cooler and more interesting and more lore friendly, called JK Skyrim. It's a phenomenal mod. And I think there might be a patch that you're supposed to have. So what I keep getting all the time is just NPCs where they're just like,
Yeah,
walk.
perfect. Yeah,
and they're not going anywhere.
They're like Cyberpunk and Fallout.
right.
They're just stuck there moving in place. But I go, you know what? I look at them for 3 seconds and I run past. The only time it's annoying is if I need to break into a building, in which case I just wait, like use the wait function for an hour, and then they're all gone anyway. I'm like, all right, now I can break in. Fine.
Dude, I love.
But I just can't. I can't. Skyrim, it's hitting. The more I play Skyrim, the more I realize why I've fallen in love with that format and that style, and why I really hope. Like, Starfield did a great job of being kind of a return to form for some of the RPG elements, and it just makes me hope that with Elder Scrolls 6, they really are like, all right, let's literally just make Skyrim 2. Like, that game was great. We all know it's great. Let's just make Skyrim 2, and I would be so okay with that. I would be so okay with that. I love it so much. Like, someone put out a picture. I'll end with this, but someone put out a screenshot of do I have it?
Does he have a poster of the?
So this is my graduation cap, but you know this image where like the guy's looking over the mountain, like it was like a big promotional image for the game.
Oh yeah.
What? Did you paint that on there? How did you
That's
get that on
amazing.
there?
Yeah, it's painted.
Did you
That's
do it?
amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
I know.
and then
You
there's
can
Mass
paint
Effect
and
on the
draw and
top there,
stuff?
'cause I like Mass Effect, so you got the Normandy flying around. But someone showed this image, and they were like, you don't get these moments in Skyrim where you like see this and you're like, holy crap, this is the world I'm exploring. You don't get those moments in Starfield. At least I never did, because of the way the map is laid out. And so I really hope that that's what I've been missing from my Bethesda game, and my Bethesda game, mine. So I hope that Elder Scrolls 6 really kind of pulls back. Like, I know there's speculation about 2 continents. Make it one, focus on that one, make it freaking sick. Because Skyrim, it's just a gem. There's a reason why it was re-released 7 times, you know?
Yeah. That's so. Man, I love that. What do you think it is? Like, Skyrim. Something about like Starfield. I feel for in a few years will start to become maybe at least what Fallout 4 has become. We'll see what they have in plan, but. What is it about Skyrim that you just feel? Colt and I were talking. Shout out to Colt and Chad and Happy Bomb. Trace is here, Palpatine. Timmy is here as always. Who else? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. So Andrew Cullinane, I believe. Yeah, he's here somewhere, hanging out. And I hope I didn't miss anyone. Colt and I were talking about like. When you get in this weird state of mind when it comes to video games, like, I don't know what to play anymore. You always come back to what I call your home game. What makes you, you're like, ah. And for me, it's Skyrim, it's Mass Effect, it's Fallout, it's Red Dead, it's The Witcher, it's Cyberpunk. Like, those games where you're just like, this isn't a hard decision. I want to play other things, but this is where I want to feel like I'm home. Home game, Colt says, yes. So yeah, do you think that's something that what Skyrim's doing to you right now? It's bringing you home?
It's a combination of, it's bringing me home, but you know, it's it just does things right. There's a fantastic series if anybody is actually curious about learning, because you asked, you're like, why, what does that game do? There's a phenomenal series by Gopher Vids called The Elder Scrolls Formula, and it explains it. It explains, and he goes through all of Bethesda's past games too. He looks at the Fallout franchise, he looks at the Elder Scrolls franchise, and he explains like just why things worked for those games. And it's really interesting. He's amazing. I love listening to Gopher talk. I could just do it for hours and hours and hours. But they've just nailed it, between the world, the music, the feeling that you can go anywhere. You know, the way the dungeons were done, and they all felt unique, and they had the cool loot that was there. And then, of course, it all comes back to, I know that people will say that modders fixed the game, but it does come back to the modability of that as well, which really helps to drive it, because, you know, something as simple as uniques. Like, we ask for it in every Bethesda game.
Yes,
but for some reason, even in Starfield, Bethesda really hasn't figured that one out, to just make the unique weapons actually cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a huge part of it.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah. Uniques. It's almost like saying unique New York, really fast. Kind of. Well, and the other person I'm going to go to now, hopefully it's been long enough, is Assassin. Assassin. How you been, bro? And are you currently still watching the Dragon's Dogma 2 showcase?
How dare you assume that I'm still watching that thing, Red? No, do you realize that showcase is 45 minutes long, right? There's no way I could like jam it in. Yes, it is. I saw it.
Not.
It's not.
It's like 15.
It's 15. You got to go to the 15-minute part.
With the
Oh,
chatty stuff in the middle.
Okay. Well, I did watch the main trailer, and to be fair, yeah, Dragon's Dogma looks a lot. It looks a lot of fun. It does. It kind of looks like Final Fantasy, like Capcom's Final Fantasy, with a little bit of Shadows of the Colossus. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
I did see someone say that it's rumored to be 30 FPS, though. I'm probably going to try and get rid of that self-bias that I have towards it. Just because the game looks good, and let's face it, Capcom, they've been delivering high-quality content for the past few years. I might as well just let it slide for them. So, yeah, looks good. March 22nd, 2024. PS5, Series X, PC. Yeah.
There we go. That's the show.
There we go.
That's it. Well, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys. I do that every single show. People are like, stop doing that. It's not freaking funny. Let's see. I asked some people.
It was in
what
like
their...
2007.
What was?
Damn.
Hey,
Oh, the
things
joke.
always come back.
They
It
come-
always circles
It's a
around.
revolution, baby.
Somehow.
Yeah, we're just, let's see, home game. I wanted to see, chat, let me know what your guys' home game is, like your feel-good game that you can always come back to, and Monad, I already know what yours is.
I did want to say, though, Red, in terms of what I've been playing, I
Tell
finished
me.
Immortals of Avium, and that is the sleeper hit of this year, I'm telling you. There's a demo out on every system. I highly recommend you play it and try it. Well, Red, I know you won't because it's first person. But everybody else, I recommend it.
That's the game. That's the game. I'm just kidding. I'm glad that you liked it.
You're doing it wrong. You don't have the sigils. You're not doing
Oh,
the hand
sorry.
movements right.
Oh, sorry. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it, but anyway.
Wait, how
I'm
does
glad
it go? Gotcha, okay.
That's what I saw. That's what I saw.
They did mocap on him, so he knows.
That was me. That was me. Yeah. Look at these hands. Come on, see, I get stopped in the street all the time. Hey, are you Immortals of Avium, man? I'm like, I am.
Immortals
It's
of
definitely the
Avium,
sleeper
man.
hit. It's definitely the sleeper hit of this year. I'll say that. It's not as good as some of the others that we've played this year, but it's definitely not one of the worst. I will say this. I recommend playing it, trying it. Like I said, there's a demo. Go out, download it, try it.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
risk
dude,
free.
those Brett Robbins too, like that man, I see him on social media where people are like praising the game, and he just I see the things he says about the game. You can tell how passionate he is, and his studio had layoffs because the game didn't sell that well, unfortunately. which he understood. He was very rational and reasonable about it. He's like, look, dude, we had no idea. I don't know how this was the case, but did you see this story where he's like, we didn't know that Baldur's Gate 3 would be as popular as it was? And I went,
Yeah.
I read that quote and I was like, my dude, have you seen Divinity 2? Like, what do you mean? Like,
Right.
the writing was on the wall for that one for me, that was going to be a success. But he acknowledged, he's like, we got Starfield, we got Baldur's Gate 3, we got all this other stuff going on. He's like, it kind of, and there we were, smacked straight in the middle of it. So, but
Armored Core 6 didn't help either. If they had launched it in July like they were going to, I think it would have gotten a lot more success. But since they were sandwiched in between Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield, it literally just killed the game.
Which is worth mentioning.
They were literally in like a
moved.
They were in literally like a Titanfall 2 situation there. Like great game, but it's just two even bigger, greater games right at the end.
Sorry. I got home a little bit ago, so they're a little like, I need attention, right?
Oh God!
sorry.
Like, what are you doing?
How
Yeah.
much?
Um,
Alright.
Oh, everyone who's just listening, pull up your phone, look right now. You'll see a pooch.
Sorry.
There you
You see the
go.
back of them. There.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Do that for the
Sorry.
rest
It's
of the
our
show.
fifth podcast panelist. It's like-
Well, there we go. Yes, we need to get like an extra camera, or I can. Well, they'll always be there. It's fine. Let's see. Trey said pretty much Fallout New Vegas all day. I see that, Trace. Totally. Or any Resident Evil game. He says. Let's see. Who? Palpatine. My God, you have a lot of home games. Oh well, that's kind of this. Yeah, Fallout 4. AC the Hunter. Oh, AC, comma, Hunter, Call of the Wild. I was like, what is Assassin's Creed the Hunter? Division 1 and 2, Witcher 3.
I thought
and now
that too.
Cyberpunk. Yeah. Trey says, honestly, really jealous of the Cyberpunk chair. How much did that run you, Holly? Are you allowed to say? Are
That's
you
just a
still under
rude
NDA?
question. That's like asking a woman how old.
How
she
old
is.
are you? Or yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it was a
He's
Black
like, are you
Friday
old
sale,
enough
so
to be sitting in that chair?
It was a Black Friday
Friday.
sale. I did not pay full price.
Okay.
Not
yeah.
this one, but yeah.
Same with my chair, actually, which I know everyone's dying to know. So, there we go. But everyone wants to know what chair Assassin is sitting in. Oh,
You'll never know.
Happy Mom,
Is
thank
it a
you for
beanbag
hanging
chair?
out.
You can be honest.
You sitting on your bed?
Wait, is there actually somebody asking me what I'm sitting on?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll never know.
He's like, I'm not sitting. That's the thing.
I'm standing. I do the podcast standing up.
Okay. Assassin, you said home game for you is Assassin's Creed 2, RE2 remake, or Batman Arkham City. Oh God, man, Batman. The Batman itch is on right now. I know DeMarco was feeling that.
Can we
for a
start
minute.
our first news story with that? Actually, it's super quick, barely an inconvenience. I know that wasn't.
yeah.
The exact, I know that. Yeah. I know that wasn't the exact quote. Don't worry.
It's a great
Go for
segue.
it, man. Let's
Love
do
it.
this.
The Robert Pattinson bat skin. This is my story. The Robert Pattinson bat skin, which we knew was coming because it leaked out there. It happened, but it's coming. They're
A few weeks
officially
ago, right?
importing it with the Nintendo Switch version. Like, it was officially confirmed today. It is coming with the Nintendo Switch version, and then later the Robert Pattinson Batman skin for Arkham Knight is going to be coming to all of the other systems as well. And like, that's super cool because honestly, especially for Arkham Knight, just if you've seen the Batman, Matt Reeves is a Batman, which I think is a phenomenal, other than the fact that he's bulletproof and bomb-proof and everything proof, like whatever.
Yes.
I love Matt Reeves as a director. Like, he's made one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and he's currently probably working on one of my second soon-to-be favorite trilogies. But this man's his interpretation of Batman fits so well. This like dark, gritty, like I'm vengeance, guy in Arkham Knight just fits very, very well.
It's raining and everything's yellow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will 100% play the game again. Like, the whole series, even though the skin is only in the one in Arkham Knight, I will play the whole quadrilogy again just to get to that skin and make it feel earned.
So So Robert Pattinson's Batman is your favorite?
No, I'm still partial towards Christian Bale because that's the one that I grew up with. I just
Okay,
absolutely,
me too.
Yeah. I just
I
absolutely
was.
love Robert
I was.
I love Matt Reeves' take on it. I think he made the best
Yeah.
Gotham City and that was portrayed in the
Yeah.
Batman.
Mm.
I think overall his storytelling potential is not necessarily stronger, but on par with Christopher Nolan's personally. And
Mhm.
you know what Matt Reeves does very well is a very traditional hero arc. If you've seen the Planet of the Apes trilogy, you will understand exactly what I mean. Like, it is not surprising. It does not throw in any curveballs. It is just the very plain and simple hero arc that Caesar goes on in those movies. And I think that's what he excels at. But he does them within these creative universes and with these really cool and stylized takes. And that's what I appreciate. And it's backed by phenomenal casting, exceptional soundtracks, great set pieces, and if you ever listen to him do any kind of director's commentary, he's just so damn passionate about how he's filming the different shots and getting all these takes and doing these things and the camera moving. And I love listening to him. I love listening to him do his director commentary. So, you know, I think he's probably one of the better directors of this generation. So
Yes.
there you go.
I love it. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Christian Bale was my was my Batman forever. And I think it wasn't until the Batman talk will end as soon as let me just say this. But I was one of those people that I was like, Robert Pattinson, how the shunk is this going to work? And I just had, it wasn't until the trailer came out, I became obsessed with that trailer when it came out. And I was like, I am wrong about this. And then I couldn't keep my expectations down. And so this is how much I love Batman. I was at a Daughtry concert.
The Batman talk will come to an end. Let me tell this 15-minute story.
Let me tell you, it will end in 15 minutes. No, I was at a Daughtry concert, okay? Jumping around, screaming, all these bald people all over the place with beards. And I was like, I'm home. And while he was singing Home, everyone had their lighters out. And my phone vibrated. I was like, what was that? Did someone touch my butt? And it said, in your area, the Batman midnight premiere in Silver Springs, Maryland, which is where I was at the time. And I was like, ah, and I was like, I have to leave.
Buy a Zora!
I left that concert right then and there in the middle of it. I said, get out of my fucking way. And I went and saw my first IMAX. Yes. My first IMAX film ever at midnight in Silver Springs, Maryland, and it was the Batman, and I was so happy and so tired. Yeah, so that's how much I love that.
Story. Any chance you're nearing the end?
Yes, I'm glad you said that. So let's get to our first actual topic, and thank you everyone for being here. We're going to talk about Dragon's Dogma 2 now, and we're at the 51. Well, I don't know how far we are in, but it's fine. So. Okay. No one here has played Dragon's Dogma 1, right? No. Okay.
I've watched streamers do it, but I haven't played it myself.
It's in my backlog. I'm definitely going to
is?
play it next month with the route of games we're going to have.
So, also, by the way, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, which is the first game, it's like the bundled. It's essentially the Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, or the Witcher Ultimate Edition of the game. It just has everything in it. And right now it is on a super sale after the reveal of the game everywhere. It's probably like $5. Or like $8. So that's on sale right now. So Dragon's Dogma 2 is what I would say, cult classic. It released around the same time as Skyrim did, and that's really what screwed it big time in terms of, because it's very similar genre. Medieval fantasy open world RPG, and so the game it's essentially an open world medieval fantasy RPG. Create your own character, but you have a party with you, and you create your one pawn, your main pawn, and then you have two other pawns, followers that you can hire as you go along through your journey. And one of the big draws of the game is that different pawns have been in different dimensions or different realms or whatever with other players, so they've seen things that you haven't seen. So for example, you might hire a pawn that has fought an ogre and you've never fought an ogre before, so you go to fight an ogre and they will advise you in the fight how to deal with things. Your main pawn will learn things as they go along as well, so you get to see how that evolves firsthand, and then your pawn can go help other players. They'll come back and they'll give you rewards, and that's one of the biggest draws from the first game. So that's coming over in a big bad way.
Wait,
with
so
the sequel.
If the pawn dies in a battle, are they gone forever, or they just respawn?
No, they're fine.
They just respawn. Okay.
Yeah, you just revive them. You just like walk over to them, you're like, whoosh, and they just get right back up. They're
The magic injection that works in every game always.
in every game, exactly. You just like,
Yes.
Yeah. So there's so much to say about the game, so I don't want to bore anyone. But the game is on sale. The first game is on sale right now. The remastered Ultimate Edition, whatever, is on sale right now. Dragon's Dogma 2 finally got revealed, and boy, oh boy, does it. Now, we've seen gameplay before, but they didn't really there wasn't a whole lot of explanation of what was happening while the gameplay was being shown. So it was kind of nice to see. It has a release date of March 22nd, which is 5 months away. Yes. So that's cool. Really surprising. That got leaked ahead of time. Anywho, Holly, you seem to be the hottest on it, or maybe not hottest, but you actually watched it. Maybe that's what I'm going from.
I watched it.
You watched it.
me watch
You
it.
watched the Cliff's Notes of it.
You watched.
Yeah.
I watched all of the important bits that you did. I saw the same gameplay.
I know. Okay,
But
look,
you
if
didn't experience it.
Yeah,
I
you didn't hear the dudes
experienced
talking.
everything. Listen. I
watched
feeling
you watch.
You watched me watch.
I did. Okay. Look, if you're feeling hot about it, DeMarco, let's go. Let's hear what you think.
It looks like a
Aw.
culmination of everything that I would want to see in this big, grand scale, epic fantasy game. Now, the recent gameplay didn't shock me because, as I said before we started streaming, it's the kind of game that you need to play. You need to feel and, really hear right smack in your eardrums with the music playing. You just stab into, gigantic creatures' eyes and slash at their sides. But it hits that fix of Shadow of the Colossus, and it hits that fix of the open world RPG space, and it has a little bit of Monster Hunter in there, which never got into Monster Hunter because that's a very, very grindy game and just never sat too well with me. I just didn't have that time commitment. But not to say anything bad about the series, because I know and I've lived with people who love that series. So, but it has all that cool stuff. And it's all in this big, awesome looking, beautiful world. I just have to say, why do the faces, this was my only thing, why do the faces look like Dragon Age 1? It is, they were not, I'm impressed by everything else I see besides their facial animation that they just didn't seem to capture.
Okay. There you go. That's all of our thoughts. Now, Holly, Sheena says, "Hey, Holly's dog," who was also named Finn.
Yeah.
Is that Finn?
Who's else? Yeah,
That's Finn. That's Finn. Yep.
Yeah.
Holly, tell me your thoughts on tell me your thoughts on what you thought about your thoughts on Dragon's Dogma 2.
The thoughts on the thoughts on the thoughts.
Tell me your
Yes.
thoughts on thoughts.
So, I really I really do enjoy Skyrim. I love it, right? And I love Lord of the Rings, but I'm for some reason always skeptical of fantasy games. I don't know, because I think to DeMarco's point, it's they just don't hit on the screen that well, right? So to me, this was a little more. It reminded me a little more of Elden Ring, honestly, minus the character expressions and stuff like that, right? And I loved Elden Ring. It's that game, it's top 5 of all time kind of thing, right? It's so good. So I'm excited to like get into this because it was interesting. It doesn't look like anything that's really out there right now. And I do agree with Marco that the character models are rough. Like rough.
I can't deny. Yeah, I can't deny. They're not the best.
They are, and I get like they're probably doing it partially because it's it's part from the first one, right, and bringing that familiarity forward for people who have been waiting for this for a long time. But it almost needs to be like that filter in Resident Evil where you could change which look you wanted on your characters. You know what I mean? It almost needs that. Yeah. Yes, and a couple other things too, right? Didn't they have like softening and stuff like that too, right? You almost need like a
what? Yeah, it was awesome.
Yes. You almost need that for this, like, no, I want the OG characters, or I want the new hotness that doesn't look like, Bethesda's characters from 25 years ago, or, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
So, but having said that, like, it doesn't really affect like your overall experience of the game in the long term. It's about the gameplay and like how you bond with the story and the characters and things like that. So like
it's so funny.
It might not be my favorite choice. What's that?
I said it's interesting you bring up story because to me this is the type of game that does not need a good story. I'm a big story.
Well, neither did Elden Ring, right?
I'm a big story person in my games. Like that's why I love the titles that I do, or a lot of them. But it just needs rock solid, like ridiculously fun gameplay that is over the top, that is excessive, where you are going against these giant monsters that are throwing spears the size of entire cities that you kind of got in that recent gameplay. Like that's what it needs. And
it needs it needs its own thing, which it seems to very much have its own thing, right? And like you said, like fantastic gameplay. And this looks like it satisfies all of those that we're not going to see for a long time, except unless Elden Ring DLC comes out around the same time, which it probably will. Like
Crimson Desert is the one that kind of we all were like, wait, that's a single player game, right? Was it
Dragon's?
Yes,
Dragon's
it was.
Dogma 1?
Are you talking about the game that we saw at Gamescom?
Yeah. Well, I get confused sometimes between Black Desert Online and Crimson Desert, but Crimson Desert is another one that kind of looks like in the similar-ish.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Yeah.
It looks like kind of that grand scope to it in a different way, albeit, but it has that bigger scale, really impressive sense of scale to it.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm trying to type and do things. Assassin, do you think Dragon's Dogma is do you know what dogma means?
I don't, but medieval fantasy RPG, you don't really have to explain much more to me. I mean, I prefer fantasy over sci-fi, so I always knew I'd probably try Dragon's Dogma before anything else. Honestly, you don't really have to sell me on much. I mean, yeah, they showed off a new vocation, I think is what it's called. I think that's their term for class, which is the Trickster. You can only choose that one if you're a human arisen. You can't be a beastren and be a Trickster. I think that's something that they mentioned. Seems cool. You can use illusions and conjure spells to confuse the enemy. As my namesake says, I love to confuse the enemies before I, in-game unalive them. But yes.
Unalive them. Yes, I love that.
Unalive, yes.
Red, how long is the first game?
Well, I mean, God, I would say it's if you're just mainlining the main quest, you could do it in like 25-ish hours or so, something like that.
Oh, wow.
But it could go anywhere from 25 to 100 hours. It's just one of those games. Because
tons of side stuff.
Well, and so one of the things I'll be quick on this. One of the things that I loved about Dragon's Dogma is that they make traveling very dangerous and very intentional in terms of you can fast travel with, I think it's called it's some sort of stone that you can use that they brought over. So you can travel from one point to another depending on where you drop a certain item and travel back to that item. So they still made it difficult. But one of the best things about the game is knowing that we're getting ready to go off. Like Lord of the Rings, I'm gathering my group and we're going to haul off on this huge adventure across mountains, and we got to get there. And when nighttime comes, you're like, I am scaled, and you got to get your torches out, and it's really, really scary. So that in and of itself can take a lot of time. So traveling in general, which they brought camping in this game, which is so good, because that just makes me not as scaled in the nighttime. So there's your answer, DeMarco. Wait, I don't know who asked me that. I can't remember. Memory loss. Who asked me that?
I do agree with DeMarco in terms of the facial features, though. That's the only negative I can point to it in the trailers that I've seen so far. But the original Dragon's Dogma was not on the RE engine, right? Like, it's the first Dragon's Dogma game that's running on that engine, and it looks spectacular.
So they started using this darkness tech in Resident Evil 5. And it's whenever you go into the cave and it's this really thick, dense darkness that feels like darkness. Like your light is like penetrating the darkness, because it's not like in games that where it becomes dark. It's like the moon is like illuminating the entire universe, and you're like, that's not how it looks all the time. In Dragon's Dogma and in Resident Evil 5, the darkness, it could be. To answer, it's a long-winded way of saying I don't know, but it looks like it could be as far as the darkness goes. There you go. Assassin, did you have any other thoughts on Dragon's Dogma? What did you like about it?
Honestly, the combat seems a little janky to me, but other than that, I just like the world. It looks pretty cool. Like I said, I'd have to actually play the first game to actually be excited about the second game, but you'll know by the end of the year whether I'm going to get into it or not.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'm
Have
really
they said
excited
anything
for it.
about that? Have they said at any point, hey, no, you really don't need to have played this first one?
Pretty much. They said this takes place. I don't know what they mean, but I took this two different ways. They said this takes place, unlike Gran Soren, which is the land that you play in the first one, this takes place in a parallel world. And it looks very similar to Gran Soren. It just looks like Dragon's Dogma, but it's not. It's in a different land. So I took that as, it could be like a translation thing. I don't know. But they said, like, it's in a different world. It's in a different land in the same world, or it's in a different world in the same land. I don't know. So essentially, no. I don't know if the events are gonna, the events of the first one are gonna matter, because there is a lot of choice involved. So I can see why they'd say, never mind. Just new parallel universe, whatever. So anyway, was someone laughing? What was that noise? Is it you, Assassin?
No.
Oh, was that Holly?
I laughed a little bit.
Okay. I don't know what's happening.
Well, it's been so long too. Like, there's a whole new generation of gamers. Like, says it's been so long since the first one, and I just feel like a lot of these games can't just be like, well, no, you should really go play the first one, you know, before you ever consider doing this, because then a lot of people are gonna be like, that old thing. Like, they'll look at the character models from that, or they'll watch somebody and be like, nope, I'm good, right?
Right.
Because Dragon's Dogma 2 came out, what, 2012? Almost like over 10 years ago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was like right behind Skyrim, or yeah, no, after.
Yeah,
Skyrim.
dude, I was a freshman in high school when that game came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Holly. That's a completely different generation of gamers in that time since that game came out. That they'll probably want to know: do I have to play the first game in Dark Arisen before getting into 2? But I'm looking on Twitter and YouTube and Reddit, and everybody just seems to be liking it. And that's the first question that they're asking: is, do I have to play the first one to play the second one? Because if they're asking that question, you know they're very interested in what this game is offering.
Yeah. And I would say it would behoove you to play the first one just to get a vibe. Just that way you can see the differences. You can see the improvements for what 2 is doing. Because I look at 2 and I'm like, you can see the improvements. Like, they've added a ton of quality of life things that I can see right off the bat, like the auto aiming with the bow. So I don't know if you saw, but like, you can, in Dragon's Dogma 1, you can hold the left trigger and hit the right trigger to shoot your bow. Same thing like with magic. It's really intuitive. You can now, and it's like over the shoulder sort of view with a crosshair and everything. Now it seems like you can just hit the button and you can just shoot with your camera pulled back. And if you want to focus in and do like a more precise shot, it's just like little stuff like that. Also noticed like grabbing onto enemies looked way better. And that's probably from the experience in the Capcom studios with Monster Hunter, because that obviously is something that people loved in Monster Hunter, is climbing on monsters. So I would say for people who are interested and like what they saw, go buy it. It's on sale right now, and just see what you think. And that way, if you're still interested in 2 after playing 1, you can see the improvements and get excited for what's to come.
One last bit, Red.
Huh?
One last bit. For those who don't know, there's a leaker / insider, Dust Golem, usually covers Capcom and Resident Evil. He did come out and say, remember when we were talking about Capcom's unannounced game for the first quarter, and we all thought it's Dragon's Dogma 2? Well, he came out today and he said, no, it's not Dragon's Dogma 2. That's the unannounced game by Capcom.
It's still
So
supposed to be
either
early 2024 release.
Mm-hmm. So
And it's
either
not Resident
they're
Evil.
Either they're holding something back, or they just haven't internally delayed it yet. So, seems like Dragon's Dogma 2 may not be the only Capcom release coming next year. And like, yeah, Holly said, yeah, he did say that we're not getting a Resident Evil type remake. Or I don't think any Resident Evil game next year at all. So it's definitely not Resident Evil.
Well, I think he said not a remake, but I doubt that they would be doing this like this for a new Resident Evil.
Yeah, I
Right?
don't think so. Yeah, in my opinion, Resident Evil just needs to take like a year break. Otherwise, it's just going to get stagnated.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, as much as I love remakes, I mean, they have been doing such a good job with them. I don't want to see them rushed, and I don't want to see the burnout. We're getting so close with Resident Evil remakes. They're getting so close to the originals now, in terms of how, with 4 being the closest at this point, obviously. 5 is going to be the challenge, because there's a lot of controversial things about Resident Evil 5, but that was when it started becoming way more actiony. That's when it started to see its decline. People were like, I love this, and then they kept doing it, and then people were like, I was wrong. I don't love this as much. So I'm interested to see. So I don't think it's a remake, but I'd be interested to see. Shout out to Arcane, who has jumped in. Monat says, my home game is every AC game. Yes. Arcane says, never was into Dragon's Dogma personally, but if Capcom's winning streak is any indication, Dragon's Dogma 2 will be another solid release. Hell yeah. I seriously can't wait to see what the next RE game looks like. Still got to go back and play the DLC they released. I do too, because it adds third person, baby. And that's why I need to go back. Shout out to, there's 18 people in chat right now. So, hey, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And we're just here hanging out, talking about stuff. But don't be shy. Chat. Put your things in chat. Put your thumbs on the chat thing. Oh, people are leaving now. Anyway, any other thoughts on Dragon's Dogma? Are you guys you gonna buy it day one? You gonna go ahead and pre-order and get the deluxe edition with the little necklace?
Not that convinced yet.
Not convinced yet.
There's too many. Listen, there's too many good games. Like even with, for example, something like Frontiers of Pandora that I'm really cautiously anticipating. It's a tight holiday window, and then also we have. I don't know if we're gonna talk about today. I actually don't know, but we also have a lot of announcements that are coming at the Game Awards, including Microsoft sort of teasing that there's definitely gonna be something from them to be keeping an eye on. So. Just got to keep an open mind as to what's already coming and what's planning to come soon, and
Is that a segue, DeMarco? Microsoft at the Game Awards?
I don't know if we're talking about that today. That my topic was the Battinson suit.
I love it. And we did. I love that we hit on that early because otherwise that would have been the end of the show. Speaking of end of the show, I'm going to end this poll. I want to see, I think it's 50-50 with, it looks pretty good. Yeah, well, never mind. Majority of people are saying, looks pretty good. And 30% looks sick, bruh. And other people want to know if Dogma is a dog food brand, which that's a good question.
It's pretty interesting. No one said not for me. 0%. So Dragon's Dogma at least has some interest by everybody in this chat.
It's gonna do great. It's gonna do great. In this, they're playing their cards smart. They're doing the old Bethesda thing. Well, when Bethesda was doing the good thing, announcing it, showing it, and then it's coming out in 4 months. We'll see you then. That kind of thing. So that's good on them for doing that. Because the hype levels will be still strong, so it'll sell really well. Arcane says, I really want Frontiers of Pandora to be good, but I'm too but I too am also cautiously optimistic. Yeah, I don't like, blue people scare me. No offense to the Blue Man crew. Is that what they're called?
I'm blue.
Blue Man Group.
Please stop. Anyway, yeah, what else is going on in the world of games? Do you guys want to talk about the, the
amazing
Game
sales
of
everything? Steam Autumn Sale, just tons of cool games. Oh wait, Autumn
know
Sale's
what,
actually
DeMarco?
over now. Never mind, Autumn Sale ended.
Never mind. There you
It
go.
was.
Ali, did you bring a topic?
What's that? Say it again.
Did you bring a topic?
I did. I don't know how much you're gonna like it, but we could talk about it. Skull and Bones has an official release date. Much
Son of a bitch,
to my
Ubisoft.
surprise.
No, it doesn't. No, Holly. Here's the thing. No, Holly. Here's the thing. It's not a release date. They're just announcing when they're gonna delay it again.
They're
That is true.
Skull-
What are we on, like the 5th delay or something like that?
9th. It's the 9th. It's
Oh
the
my
9th
gosh.
delay.
Oh my god.
Skull
How-
and Bones. It's coming soon. Soon they'll have a game that releases so broken. I'm calling it now. It releases so broken that the final game, the real final game, is actually gonna come out in another year or two.
It's gonna be another Fallout 76 where
Oh.
they release it and it's gonna be like that, and then like 3 years later be like, yo, did you get into that Skull and Bones? Pretty good.
No, I've been too busy playing Sea of Thieves. Sorry, like that's my go-to
Right.
pirate game. I don't need Skull and Bones where
Well-
you can't even get out your ship and do anything. And
To be fair, Skull and Bones like is a different aesthetic, right? Like Sea of Thieves is very
fun.
Fortnite looking and like youthful and all that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Just saying like some people just don't like. I don't like to play Fortnite because to me it looks like a kid's game, right? But but I also didn't like the building part. So now that they have the no build, that's better. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Does anybody?
It's a lot of fun.
Does anybody want Skull and Bones though? Like not just here, just in general.
it
DeMarco,
has to
you
be a
hit
free
right on the
game,
head.
right?
You hit it right on the head. When people saw that it was Ubisoft taking what they had 17 years ago or whatever it was with Assassin's Creed Black Flag, people were like, oh, sick, bruh. So it's going to be like you can get out of your ship and do pirate things outside of your... Nope. It's just you're in your ship and that's it. And then they're like, but you can walk around now. See that? Did you see that? And I'm with you, DeMarco. If you're not going to give me the whole ass pirate thing, don't give me a whole ass bunch of bullshit with your whole ass. Ah, makes me so
So
mad.
Well,
the
and
release date,
it's-
February 16th, 2024. They're just sending it out to die, aren't they?
I think so.
Well,
Because
and honestly,
it's complete
business, right?
multiplayer, right? It's completely
Yes.
online
At
multiplayer.
this
And like
stage, something like Skull and Bones is probably just so far in development that it is easier to release the game, and like the 10 people that check it out for a week will go, man, it's okay, and then stop, and they'll get those 10 sales, and it'll be from the parents of the developers. Like their mom will be like, hey, I bought your game, It was pretty good. You did a good job there. And those are the only people playing. I'm being really mean. I know the developers are working really hard. If anybody knows me at all, like, I have so much respect for what developers do. So I'm being really, really mean. But I just think the harsh reality of Skull and Bones is that it's been taking so long that nothing that they've shown has really convinced anybody. And at this point, they're just like, look, just... How long did you spend on
Well, if
this?
it relies on players.
Oh, 4, 5, 6 years, 7 years of development. Okay, all right. You know what? Just you get something out. You get something out, and Ubisoft's just giving them a pat on the back and saying, "Do something, please."
Well, I mean, at the bottom of the day, is what I'm gonna say. At the bottom of the day, what it comes down to is
Bottom
that
of the sea.
at the bottom of the day, and under the sea, it comes down to so they had a grant, right? And I don't know the ins and outs of that. Speaking of in and out, Bushido is here, ladies and gentlemen. G'day. What's up, bro? I miss you.
Mushy.
So they had a grant for their game, and they have to. That's why the game's going to release. It's not going to be canceled. Their investors have to see some sort of something come out of this. It has to come out. Because they asked for money and they got the money, and now they got to go, here's what we got. And it's going to be, I don't have any faith in it. The thing is, like, they should have known. They should have known what their players want. When people see this, they're going to think people love Black Flag. People didn't love Black Flag just because of the ship combat. They loved it for the combination of everything. So I don't know.
And even then, it's still a cool, I stand behind the fact that it is a cool idea through and through. Like, I really, really do. And I think that the concept was probably, like, I could see the scenario where there's a bunch of developers sitting in a room and they were like, we are going to make this, like, that's part of the game that people love so much. We're going to blow this up. And we're going to make this an experience, and we're going to really flesh it out and dive into those mechanics. And I understand. I could picture being in that room and thinking, yeah, that is going to be something really cool. And it could have been, but I think it missed the mark way too much. It's continuing to do so, and it really has an uphill battle. That doesn't mean I want it to be bad. I want it to come out and, like, surprise everybody, and the reviewers get their hands on it and they go, listen, this was absolutely incredible. Because at the end of the day, I want great games. I don't want to see bad games. I love games. I think it's an awesome medium, and I want to see games succeed. But I'm not sure what this has going for it anymore.
Yeah.
And I think the hype for that Assassin's Creed style experience is other games are doing it better. Sea of Thieves.
And
Which took many years to get there.
It took yeah. Remember when Sea of Thieves first came out? Oh man, that was like. It was bland, It was just black, Like you're like, look how great the ship is fun, and that's still one of the things I love about it. Water looks really great. Have you seen the water? Oh, dude, there's so much water in this game, and I love that you can walk around the ship while it's moving. I don't know what my obsession with that is in games where can I walk around the ship while it's doing this, like Starfield. But it took time, and that game is huge now. Huge. And I think what people were... It's the aesthetic, like Holly was saying. It's that people saw that and more realistic. It's third person. It's got a new vibe to it. Maybe this will... And then it just seems
it's going to be more gory, or it's going to be more,
more adult, more...
graphic, or...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just something just that sets a different tone, other than Sea of Thieves, because Sea of Thieves is the big daddy right now with pirate games.
Yeah.
Sierra says, but I can't see that. But there is a difference from a developing project and a player. At what point did they a player? That's a great question, Sierra, and I have no idea what you're talking about. And I love you, and I miss you, and I hope you're all doing well. But I have no idea what you mean. That's so great. I'm sorry. Andrew Cullinane just said, in Skull and Bones' defense, Sea of Thieves still... Oh, God, I'm banning you from the chat. No, I'm kidding. No, you're
no,
totally...
he's not, because I'm going to unban him.
You're entitled to your own wrong statement.
You're entitled to your opinion, but you're wrong, and I hate you.
You're wrong and I hate you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
welcome to the internet.
No,
Yeah,
but
listen,
here's
that's
the
your
thing,
opinion,
right?
But I'm wrong. You're
Yeah,
wrong
but
and I hate you.
DeMarco, I will.
I hope your pillow's
I'll-
warm on both sides tonight. Like,
No,
Whoa,
DeMarco, here's the
that's
thing.
serious.
He's both right and wrong. Sea of Thieves still sucks, but it sucks and it's the best game. It's the best pirate game, but it's also the worst pirate game because it's the only pirate game.
no,
That's
I
a
could
really
Technically,
good
he's
point.
not wrong.
No, I could play Assassin's Creed 4 and have fun with it, and I could play. Listen, it's not the only pirate game. You have Assassin's Creed 4, you have
Risen.
Curse of Monkey Island, which is and they just made a new one.
Risen.
Yeah, but does anybody really play those games? When you
Pirates of the
think pirate
Caribbean.
game, you immediately think Sea of Thieves.
Sid Meier's Pirates.
Sid Meier's Pirates. There you go. And to be honest, even you could kind of play a piratey style if you play Civ 6. If you play one of the Nordic factions that get the benefit from the boats, so you maybe get that vibe-ish a little bit there. So
Look, Rare's done a good job with that game, but I'm like, I get it. Sea of Thieves is a great game. A lot of people like playing it. They like playing with their friends. But I just want to see what Everwild's all about. Like, can we please see more about that game, please? I've
Yeah,
heard
what
it's
about
like Breath
Lego-
of the Wild meets Viva Pinata. Like, that
Lego
sounds
Pirates
a lot more
of the
fun.
Caribbean.
Alright,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
move on.
There you go.
What did Timmy says? You look like you're ready to drive in a 1920s vintage car. Oh, car. Car
Damn.
down your country estate sorry.
He's
down
calling you the
Great
country
Gatsby.
estate or for a country rally. Thank you. I think.
He's
I
calling you the
think
Great Gatsby.
Yeah, look, I've worn many hats. I usually wear a beanie. Like I was the beanie man for a long time. And when it's cold, I still will. Then I wore a Mickey Mouse hat forever. And that fell apart and in terms of fashion, and it wasn't because of Mickey. It was the only hat that fit me really well, and it happened to have a fucking Mickey on the front of it, and I was like, shit. So I was stuck with Mickey for a long time. No one ever questioned it until they did, and boy did they. And that's when I had to. It was gone by that point. So thank you, Timmy. I appreciate that backhanded compliment. Aw, Sierra, best hat ever. Thank you. So, yeah, I almost said dead waters because I was reading the. I'm gonna end the poll here. See if the Skull and Bones, Dead in the Water. No, and no one said R. So everyone hates it pretty much because the option 1 and 2 are essentially the same thing. No one wants this game, and that has been proven now by.
It just
10
needs to be
people.
free to play.
That's
That's
I
the
agree.
problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really should be free to play. That's
It'll
the only
at
way it
least
has
get
a
some
chance.
money. Yeah, it'll at least get some eyes on it, some hands on it, and with no.
And I know
little to
Ubisoft
no
wouldn't
risk.
do this, but also just throw it up on Game Pass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got EA Play now.
Well,
with
yeah.
Game
UB
Pass.
Plus.
UB
Plus, that's what
I'm
I'm-
saying. Like they
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
they can't throw it on UB Plus. They need
Yeah.
to put it up on Game Pass, put it on Nvidia's cloud gaming service as well. Just get it as easy for
PS Now or
players to
whatever.
experience as possible, and
Put it on
that
Game
is
Pass.
what will help it succeed.
Put it on PlayStation Plus. Put
Yeah,
it on
just-
Nvidia, like you said. Just put it on everything. For
Everything.
fuck's sake.
Everything.
Hell, if you can
I
do it, put it on Twitch
I
Online.
imagine that Ubisoft will go and be like, "Hey, listen, we'll give this game to you. I'm gonna make up numbers. We'll give this game to you for if you put it on Game Pass, we'll do it for just a little $100,000, and Phil Spencer looks at it and goes, I give you 10. I give you $10 for this.
I like how you cut out whenever that happened. That was so good.
No, no.
yeah, I agree.
Phil would be the ultimate Chad and say, "You want us to pay $100,000? We'll give you $100 million."
Pay me to put it on Game Pass.
What?
I don't want that,
Right,
I don't want
yeah,
that anywhere
yeah.
near my Game Pass.
No. The secret, the super secret is that it was part of the deal that saved their butts with the Activision thing. Because, Ubisoft came in the clutch, right? And bought their rights for the streaming.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're like,
yeah.
but you have to take Skull and Bones when it comes out, too. Deal?
Right. That's fantastic. All right, so no one cares about. I agree, though. It should be free to play. I mean, I would try it and then hate it.
I would be interested in trying it, but I don't want to buy it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no.
because then it would just make me. It's one of those games like I would play and then I go, this makes me want to play this game, and it's one of those placebo effect.
Even if
games.
I wanted to play it, I couldn't because Persona 3 comes out February 2nd that month, and then Rebirth for Final Fantasy VII comes out at the end of the month, and then Banisher's Ghost of New Eden from Don't Nod and Focus Entertainment is literally right in the middle. I have no reason to play Skull and Bones, and I say that as a Ubisoft fan. Like, there's no fucking reason to try it.
Well, and the other problem is, right, it is multiplayer, and it wants you to do this with your friends. And, like, it's gonna have the same stigma as Redfall. Hey, you want to go play Redfall? And you're, like, embarrassed to ask, right? Or people are like, what? It's like you're like, come on. I don't know about that. You have to, like, ask behind closed doors or in disappearing text. Like, do you want to play Skull and Bones?
You want to play Skull and Bones? What'd you say?
Yeah.
Play Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
What am I-
S&B, bro. S&B.
S&B?
So.
Oh yeah,
and
sleeping and breathing. I love that game.
I love that. I play it every single day, dude.
Every
You do
day.
too? Oh shit! Do we just become best friends?
Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones. You said
Oh.
Skull and Bones?
Get out of my house.
Get out of here!
Oh my God.
How dare you suggest that game?
Oh my God, I love what your mic does when you yell. It's so funny. So, hey, on to the next thing. Well, what is the next thing? DeMarco. Oh, everyone brought a thing. No wait, Holly, you said your thing. An assassin? Dude, what do you want? What's going on, man?
Well, it depends. Do you want a positive Xbox story, or do you want a negative PlayStation one?
There's a positive. Come on, don't tease me now. You can't do that. Say both at the same time.
Well, DeMarco brought up the positive one already. I was just going to go into it, but positive Xbox One, they're going to have multiple announcements at the Game Awards. We thought they'd only just have one, but apparently they have important announcements and more Xbox news that you don't want to miss. And the other
Okay.
topic, Sony is going around Korea at the moment and signing second-party deals with well-known Korean developers like Shift Up, who are making Stellar Blade. They are reportedly talking to NeoWiz, who just recently made Liza P, and also they're talking to Pearl Abyss to possibly make Crimson Desert exclusive to PlayStation. And another Korean mobile developer who I honestly don't know what they've made in the past, but yeah, Sony is going around to Korean developers and trying to sign second-party deals.
That's their
depends.
that's where they are, though. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative on PlayStation, but honestly, they're in trouble, right? Like, for first party stuff. They're at a point where they have to go out and find these signing deals to keep themselves, kind of competitive and sort of in the lead. They may take a loss on some of these, but you take a loss now to remain the front runner for the long haul, right? And I really think that's what they're trying to do until their own studios can figure out either the gas thing or pivot back or a hybrid of that. But they're in trouble.
Well, depends, Red. Which story do you want to cover?
So PlayStation's going bankrupt. Figures. No, I'm kidding. That's not true. So first
It's
of
not
all,
true. Yeah.
that's
No,
not
it's
how that
not.
works. So
No.
that's done. So that story is there. You go. That's the story of PlayStation. Xbox. Let's talk about that. Xbox has got games coming. Do we think that GTA 6 will be an exclusive? No. No, that's not true. But what will we see? Do you think that we'll see some stuff like Midnight Fight Express Sons? What is the hell is that game
What?
called? I just combined
South
those
of
two games.
Midnight?
South of Midnight. Yeah. The Midnight Suns Express. is
South of
another game.
Midnight.
South of
From
Midnight Fight
Cthulhu.
Express Suns. Yes.
No.
It's stuff
And
like
before
that.
we get into this,
Nope.
Red, before we get into this, I want to say something that I said in Colt Eastwood's chat yesterday. Because he is convinced Indiana Jones is going to be there, and I'm going to say this right now. If Indiana Jones is there, because I'm very confident it's not going to be, if it is there, I'll literally drink my own piss.
Oh,
It's not gonna be
man,
there.
Indiana Jones has to be there.
No, I'm saying
It just
no Indiana Jones, no Gears of War,
Look,
and
whatever Colt says,
and no
he's
Grand Theft
right.
Auto 6.
No, whatever Colt says, he is correct. Indiana Jones, it's been silent for too long. This is the perfect time. It was.
Is
No.
Indiana Jones 2024?
It was.
Is it a 2024?
I'm going to say
it's
no
a strong
because I'm going to
possibility.
use DeMarco's long. I'm going to use DeMarco's role model against him. Todd Howard said
Oh.
we're not going to hear about Indiana Jones until 2024 in the first place. So no, it's not going to be there. Neither is Grand Theft Auto 6, and neither is Gears of War. If any of those three are there, I'm going to
Because
literally
the
drink my own
developer has
piss
never
and
lied
send the video
before.
to Red to confirm that I actually did it.
And then I'm gonna post it. Like, tell me what he's
Because
drinking.
The developer has never lied before.
Like,
Oh yeah,
and
because
it'll be
I
a
think-
thumbnail. It'll be going like this. It's happening, or what the fuck is going on, or it'll be that, and it'll be you drinking your pee. Shout out to you guys know who I'm making fun of, but you know he's got it cornered. You really don't think? Come on, okay, Assassin, you're on the negative spectrum here. I think Indiana Jones will show up. I also think that we'll get a Gears teaser, if anything, a teaser. Those are the two things that pop in my head. I don't want to sit here and try to Monad, go to sleep.
Yeah, what the heck, Monad?
I'm kidding. I don't know. That's what I think. Holly, what do you think it could show up? Do you think it's Uncharted 5? I mean, I'm sorry.
Uncharted?
I'm sorry.
I would
Indiana
love for that
Jones?
to come. Yes,
Indiana
I
Jones?
love Uncharted. Give me another one. I'd be
Yeah.
good with that, but we know that's not in the cards. I think The Last of Us 2 remake will be there. And I think that I honestly, to me, I know there's a lot of thought, and Brisket thinks that Gear 6 is going to show up, but you know, there's been so much scuttlebutt for a long time about a rematch, like a collection, like a remaster collection of all of the other ones.
Yep.
That I think that probably will be announced before Gear 6. So if anything, to your point, it would be the collection, and then maybe just like a 20-second little buzz thing.
Little
right,
thing pop up, and you hear,
Yeah.
and you hear
to, yeah, right.
or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Um,
something like that, right?
Yes.
Arcade, or yeah, right.
That's
That's
people
what
will be
I.
like, "Oh, I got to go play every single one of them before I play
Mhm.
Gears 5."
Yeah,
Which is
you're
what I
not
need to
going to announce a new game and then just later be like, "Oh yeah, but here's a new collection," right? Like you're
Right,
gonna
right.
do the collection first.
Right.
So I think it'll be that, and I don't think Indiana Jones will be there. I don't think Hellblade will be there.
Hellblade is also about time. I have to be. I don't know. I don't think Hellblade will be at the Game Awards.
I don't think it'll be at
per se,
this. No,
But
I don't either.
and I'm not 100% confident. I'm saying that now. I'm not even 100% confident in that. But it is about time for Hellblade as well.
I think Avowed will be there again. I think Avowed has a
Again?
strong possibility. Well,
Was Avowed
I
at the
mean,
Game
sorry, they
Awards?
did it in the showcase. No, they did it at the showcase. Well, no, it wasn't it? That where it was first announced with the freaking
Yeah,
cool Arrow trailer and all that, or was that in?
No, that
that
was
was
before.
Fan
the
Fest
Xbox showcase
2022.
in July.
that
Yeah.
was
All the way back in
22.
2020. It
Yeah.
was Perfect Dark that was
Yeah.
revealed at the Game Awards that year.
That's right.
That could be
But
there.
I think whatever. So we know for sure that Xbox has Hellblade coming next year. Pretty confident Avowed is coming next year. And then beyond that, there has to be at least
I'd
one
like to imagine
other
that's south
bigger
of
name.
Midnight, but I also think that's probably a 2025 title.
So
Yeah, I think it's a little further out.
So the 2024
So I
games
think it'll be
confirmed
Avowed.
by Xbox come out in 2024. We have Hellblade 2, Avowed, Powerborn, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and Ara History Untold. Those are the
Powerborn will
5 that have
probably
been
be there.
announced.
Oh, what about the Capcom game? That
Is
the
that
one that's
what
coming to
Assassin
Game
was
Pass
mentioning?
that-
Oh,
No. The
it's like a free
one
to
that
play?
they're doing for Game Pass exclusively.
Oh,
yeah, the one with
Path
the
of the
game.
Gods.
Yes. Is that next year?
Okay.
I think so, right?
No, we didn't get a date for that. They just explained what the game was, but they didn't say anything about a release date window or anything like that. I don't know. I
Wow.
mean, I agree with DeMarco. I don't think we'll see Hellblade at the Game Awards. I think they might save that
I
for
don't
like
either.
another developer direct. That's why I don't think
Yeah.
we'll see Avowed either. I think they're probably gonna wait till like January, February, and like, here's a developer direct for all the 2024 games coming. And that's where
But
probably
that's when
we'll
I
see
think
Hellblade
Indiana
and Avowed
Jones would
next.
come.
Avowed,
Yeah, I think Indiana Jones would be.
Avowed, I would say, has a very strong chance of appearing at the Game Awards because I think that is going to be Xbox's big 2024 release. You know, in for 2023 it was Starfield. For 2024 it'll likely be Avowed. And I know that there's been a lot of, you know, if you've spent any time kind of looking through the Avowed community and what people are saying, there's a lot of mixed feelings about it. Some people don't like the visual style, some people don't like the Obsidian style, because they did say that it was going to be familiar to the Outer Worlds players, and you know, people want to see how would Obsidian take on Skyrim, right? That's kind of what people are hoping for, or some folks are hoping for. But I think that's going to be Xbox's big 2024 game, so they want to show it off. And it doesn't carry, Obsidian distinctively does not carry the same weight that Bethesda does. So Bethesda can turn around and say, yeah, we're going to just show this 3 months in front of the game, and then it's coming out, because everybody knows a Bethesda game, and everybody lines up when a Bethesda title. There was a ton of, regardless of what you think about the game, an absurd amount of excitement and anticipation for Starfield. And Obsidian, not that it's deserved, but does not carry that same weight. So it would definitively be the smart choice to show it off at the Game Awards, and then to show it off again later on at Summer Games Fest.
You're absolutely right too, because when that Avowed, that first trailer with the arrow and stuff, I was like, ugh. I was so excited because it looked like the Lord of the Rings game I always wanted, right? Like, I was like, let's go, this looks freaking awesome. And then the trailer we saw this summer, I went,
that's not that game.
like,
They're making a different game.
what happened, right?
You work on two
And I
games,
was
right?
like,
and then they put the
right?
Avowed title, and you're like, what?
Avowed and something, right? Like, I just like, I was disappointed because it wasn't what I thought it was, but I'm also intrigued because I love Obsidian and they're fantastic. I just absolutely love them. So I'm like, okay, it'll be fine, right?
Did you see their commentary after the fact? Because that was a very common opinion, was people were saying that, how does this at all match up? Like, the tone of that teaser versus the tone of what you showed off was not the same thing. I'm neglecting Fable. That was wrong of me. I'm saying, is Fable is slated for 2024 still? There's been no delays to that?
Fable has not been given a release window at all, but according to certain insiders, it's supposedly coming between 2024, like late 2024 to mid 2025.
Supposedly.
Okay,
supposedly.
So you could have, okay, so you could have two big launches. You could have Avowed as one big launch, and you could have Fable as another, like two back-to-back 1-2 punch. So I don't want to neglect Fable, because I know that someone possibly in the comments will be like, how can you say that's the biggest release?
Is my grandma in chat?
I remembered.
Are you alive?
But a lot of people agreed that the tones between the two were completely different, and Obsidian came out and said, listen, we just showed part of the game. Like, that's just one tiny chunk. Like, we got that stuff. That stuff that you saw in the teaser, like, that's there. It's just not in the part we showed today. So I hopefully when they come around and they show the next time it's ready, that it touches on some of that different.
They have some messaging to clear up.
Exactly.
Is this would be a good place to do that, right? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, one of the things that Carrie Patel, who's the creative director for Avowed, she said that they changed shift on the tone about like around 2021. They even admitted that they probably shouldn't have shown that trailer that early. But you know, the thing that I will say about Avowed is if you know that it's set in the Pillars of Eternity universe of Eora, in my humble opinion, if you want to know if you think Avowed is going to be a good game, I would ask the Pillars of Eternity community, and according to what they say, it's a pretty accurate representation of what Eora looks like and how it feels. So in my opinion, this game is, I think it's more appealed towards that audience. But then again, we've seen games before where if you advertise a game to your hardcore audience, the mainstream will follow it. We saw that with Elden Ring. Like, a lot of people for the past 10 years, they didn't pick up Souls games. Then when Elden Ring came along, it was their magnum opus, and the mainstream audience came in and was like, why have I not played this type of game before? This is great. And I don't know, I think Obsidian could have that potential with Avowed, where people go like, this world is awesome. Like, why don't we have more of this? And people will point like, well, you do. Yeah, Pillars of Eternity right there. Very well received critically. Didn't exactly do well commercially, but still, I think Obsidian is right around the area where Larian was before Baldur's Gate 3 came out. Where they're like, yeah, they've made great RPGs in the past, but they haven't really had that culmination of what they're known for. I guess that's what I'm trying to say about Avowed.
You think though that, I mean, using your Elden Ring as an example, like Elden Ring comes around and you have had years of Souls-like games, and so people have gotten more used to the format, they've gotten more used to the style, they've been enjoying that type of gameplay, and then Elden Ring comes out, which to my understanding is, and I've played a bit of Elden Ring, it's felt like it to me is the easiest of the From Software games, comparatively speaking. So, and of course you had games like Bloodborne, and people were looking forward to Lies of P, because I think that was announced at the time, but even if it wasn't, there was, you know, like for example, Jedi Survivor was announced. So with that versus an Obsidian style, right? Because a lot of people did not enjoy the style of the Outer Worlds. They wanted that seamless, more open experience versus what Obsidian has stated is they're building hubs similar to the Outer Worlds. So a lot of gamers are not really used to those small areas the way they were. And I know it's probably an apples to oranges comparison, but they're not used to those small hub-like areas the way that you got in the golden age of BioWare games, right? With Knights of the Old Republic, with the Outer Worlds, and subsequent versus Elden Ring, where people have been playing that style of combat.
Yeah.
What if they did a teaser for, not a teaser, they already did a teaser, but what if they did a little bit more for the Outer Worlds too?
In what way?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Back at the
before,
Game
remember
Awards.
they did that funny, goofy trailer where they're like, we have no idea, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah, I
It'll be
remember that.
great, and all that stuff, right?
Perfect trailer.
Which is so,
Yeah,
I
it
about to
was.
say,
It was
it's so
so
good.
good.
You cannot do it again. You can't try to recreate it.
No,
and
but they might
can't do it again.
actually. They do have a team working on
Maybe
it, so they
we
might
know this
actually
time,
have a
kind
little
of.
something. Yeah,
And then they show.
yeah, they
like,
might play
early-
on it and like
Yeah.
we've done 20 minutes on this, and this is what we've come up with, right?
Well,
Or
and I will
something,
say,
you know?
I don't feel like that we're gonna be seeing any of the same type of genre from the same publisher. So we're not gonna
Right.
see Avowed and Fable. We're gonna
No,
see
no, no,
either
yeah.
Avowed or Fable. We might see Fable in Outer Worlds, you know, something like that, because they know
And
people don't want
isn't-
to be overwhelmed.
Isn't Clockwork Revolution actually much sooner than we realized too? From In Exile?
Apparently, or as my friend says, apparently.
That's my most anticipated game coming up. So
You like robots?
that
stuff?
and Avowed, but yeah. So
Isn't
who
it
knows?
just like
Maybe
robots?
it'll
Or
be more
isn't it just? Are you just killing robots? Do we know that?
No.
It's like it's
No.
like BioShock. You're turning time to get like it's almost like death. It's almost like Deathloop, but with like BioShock
Steampunk.
feel, right?
Yeah.
It's like Deathloop and Bioshock with maybe like a little bit of elements from like Quantum Break, where your decisions in the past affect the future. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it affects what you go back to.
There was a video I did about a year ago, and I had Red upload it to his channel. I explained why, certain games or certain studios, how their games should be closer than we expect, because a lot of studios that were acquired by Microsoft back in like 2018, 2019, all their games have come out. They've either ended support or they fully went on developing games like South of Midnight, Clockwork Revolution. These are games that I personally think they're a lot closer than what Microsoft is trying to tell us. Like, hey, it may be a while before you play these type of games, but then again, Compulsion released We Happy Few back in 2018. That's 5 years ago. They've been working on South of Midnight for most of that time. In Exile, who made Wasteland,
I love
doing
though that these are
since-
closer.
Yeah, that was like 3 years ago that they released Wasteland 3, and they have two projects in development. They have one smaller title, and then we saw they had Clockwork Revolution. It's just they have so many games that I think are ready to be shown. It's almost impossible to figure out which one are they gonna show, and if what they said in that email that they sent out today is true, that they have more to show than just one, it's just how many are they planning on showing, and is it just going to be from Xbox? Are we going to finally
What about the
see
Kojima game? The Kojima game.
I was just going to say that. Like, what about the third party stuff?
Trauma
like
or whatever.
The partnership
what is
with
it called?
Kojima, like
the Cloud,
I think it's
whatever.
Overdose. The rumored
Overdose.
third person horror game that he's making with Xbox, and then we got Powerborn. We got the rumored Project Shaolin, which is like the Wushang music type anime open world game. They have so many games ready to show, and I'm not even including Bethesda. Like I said, if Indiana Jones is there, like what about the Oblivion
Wolfie 3.
remake?
Yeah, I mean,
Wolfie 3.
Wolfenstein
What's
3.
it been doing? Yeah.
Balbadine says Wasteland 3 was so good, wouldn't have even played it if it wasn't on Game Pass. Thanks, Game Pass. If anyone knows that theme song, let me know. It was Dragon Ball. But yeah, there's so much to show, and I don't... me speculating on what can be shown is like me closing my eyes and sticking it into any jar ever and expecting it to be cookies, because it's probably not going to be cookies every time. And so I don't know. I would like to see Gears, because I'm in such a Gears mode. I'm in such like a bro mode. Like, I want to play some bro games, and Gears is like the bro game. Like, it's such like killing shit. And
Oh, this is perfect timing.
And yeah.
What about Stalker 2?
What the fuck? Why?
They said
That
it's
is
coming out early 2024.
February, right?
February,
right?
That is
What
the game
happened
that I meant to
to-
bring up. That is the game that I wanted to bring
games that
up.
have disappeared, there's also Replaced.
Dude,
Yes.
It got delayed
Replaced.
to late 24.
they just
Late
delayed it like
24.
last month, right? They put out a whole Cyberpunk letter like
Because
everyone
that
does
game
nowadays.
is also like high on my list. Like, I want
Same,
that game.
bro.
It looks
Badly.
incredible.
It looks
It looks
so good.
incredible.
So good.
Yes.
God, it looks so good.
Did you
What
guys
about
ever
Hollow
play
Knight
Party
Silk
Hard?
Song?
Did you
Party
play Party Hard?
No, I just bit my
No.
tongue though.
Any of you?
No.
You gotta go play Party Hard. It is so good. It's that pixel bit kind of like top down. You're this dude who like just wants to sleep, and the people next door are having a party, and it's 2 a.m. and your brain just derps, and you go and like your goal is to kill everyone at the party and not get caught by the cops. You stab them, or like you sabotage things to blow up. It is so good. The first one is a little bit better than the second one, but you gotta play Party Hard. It's
So
the absolute best.
I have a recommendation. I mentioned it kind of. Midnight Fight Express is the John Wick game everyone wants, but it's top down. It's like that top down.
Okay.
And It is so so badass. It reminds me because like the tone is like the dude that you play as is so incredibly amazing, but then like everyone else is so shocked by how awesome he is that it makes it seem like the satire is really it's really there. So like the combination of like your dude is such a fucking badass, but it's really brutal, but everyone else is like idiots. I don't know. I feel like I'm not selling it very well. It is like the John Wick game that everyone wants. Like you'll pick up a gun, like shoot somebody, like kill like 4 dudes. You'll run out of bullets and you'll throw your gun at them, kill them, kick a chair across the room. The dude falls down. You pick up the dude. It's crazy. Like I fell in love with that game. And it was on Game Pass. It might not be on Game Pass anymore. Midnight Fight Express. So if anyone doesn't know what that is, just look it up. It's incredible. I remember there was one point where I was going up an elevator, and there are all these dudes like standing in an elevator with me, and they were like civilians. And as soon as the elevator button got to the top floor, it was like ding, and then the door didn't open up, and all the enemies like looked at me, and I was like, oh, and I realized they were enemies, and it was just like this tight little like fight in the elevator. And the choreography, by the way, is done by the guy who does the choreography for Kratos in the new God of War game. So he's like, it's like legit all mocapped and everything. The animations are incredible. It's got like it's got a bit of like Batman Arkham. So like you can like counter and then like throw somebody over your shoulder or like do like instant executions and stuff. It's awesome. And the music, that was the one thing that reminded me of why we're talking about. The music is very John Wick, synthwave, sort of intense, like it's like that all throughout the game.
And that's
so good.
party hard too. Yeah, that music is just yes.
Okay. Well, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
but Monad says Stalker 2 is going to get pushed to the end of the year.
yeah. Why would you say something like that, Monad?
To be fair, they're still going.
wait.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky
Yeah, why would
Bobby?
you say something like that? I can see it though.
Again, though, like it's been pushed so many times.
I feel
Well,
like
they're still in the middle of the war,
totally
Holly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Not-
say. I mean, you
I know.
really just don't know. Like, it's
Yeah.
called a war. He said.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I
That's
get
true.
that part. So I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if it did.
Okay, Monad.
War, everyone.
War.
All right, we get it. I mean, and that
It's
is
fair.
obviously the first thing that comes to my mind is like that's obvious, but
Yeah.
in terms of like just showing something, I mean, even that would be hard to like. Let's passionately put out a trailer to show people that we're
Yeah.
still alive for one, but then a video game pretty not important in comparison to what they're going through. So I get it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, Palpatine.
Nothing.
So, what's going on with these? Anyone got any fun, crazy, weird facts throughout this week? Yeah? Good. I got one. Did you know? You know why dogs love squeaky toys so much? Because instinctively, see, cats and dogs are predatory animals. That's why they sleep all the time. So it's in their nature over the course of millions and billions of years through evolution. You know, they kill things. They kill things a lot. So the reason that they love squeaky toys, they're so attracted to it, is because it's very similar to the sounds of small rodents dying and crying in pain. That's why they like squeaky toys. Isn't that weird and dark? You're muted.
That's your fun fact?
Me?
That's my fun fact. Yeah.
Marco.
That's not very fun.
Yep. Isn't that fun? The more you know. Because knowledge is power.
Did you know? I have a fun fact. Did you know that today a series of photos from the Fallout set, from the Fallout TV show, came out? They're all over the place. And the power armor for the Fallout TV show
Yeah.
looks absolutely incredible. There's a shot of like a person in power armor next to just a kind of a normal soldier guy. And just the sense of scale that they were able to accomplish. And then they have a Brotherhood of Steel airship in the background on one of them. And the ghoul, there's a whole interview that goes through that was done. And there's a ghoul in it, and they show the ghoul for the first time. He really doesn't look like a ghoul. He kind of just looks like a person who's missing his nose. And the reason why was because they needed the actor to look, and I'm not even kidding, the words that they used. They needed him to still look hot.
It's Walter Goggins, who's amazing. I love that.
They needed him to look.
Of course,
hot.
he's a ghoul. Oh
He's
my
not
God.
hot, though.
Oh my God.
They needed. That's what
He's
the
got
article
teeth.
said. That's what the Variety article said. It was from Variety Fallout TV show, and they said he needed to look hot in order to be a better
Bring in
character.
the ladies. That concerns me.
He's got teeth.
No, there's
He doesn't
tons of prosthetics on him. Like they said, there was a quote from the interview where they said that the man was like sweating from under his eyes basically because of where the prosthetics were done, and he's just like, I'm sorry, I can't help it because it was just the way everything. So I'm not disregarding. It's not my personal preference. I think that they should have went more into it because that's like one of the coolest kind of designs, but I also understand if you're doing it for a TV show, but at the same time you're doing it for Amazon. They got those big Amazon dollars, and I'm not saying that it was cheap to put all that makeup on, but
It doesn't look terrible.
He doesn't look like a ghoul to me. He just looks like a person who's missing. Like if you just took me and just went boop, just cleanly with a knife.
His skin is not fucked up enough. I will
Thought
say
it looked
that.
better than I thought.
Yeah, his skin does not.
Well, maybe
look fucked up enough.
he's a still turning ghoul. Maybe
Right, he's a
still,
hot
Nope, nope. They
In the
say
infancy.
he's an old ghoul. He's an old
All
ghoul.
right,
He
well,
he is the
alright.
merging
Okay.
of the old world with our protagonist, who is of course a vault dweller. And she's the main character of the show. I forgot her name. I don't know if they said her character's name or just the actress's name. But he is the bridge between the old world and the naivete of the new world of the vault dweller.
Oh,
Bring
is
them
this the
together.
image in the woods that you're talking about with the chickest or the? Is that? No, it's a man standing next to the power armor.
Yeah, they got the sense of scale beautiful. Like
It looks
that,
great.
That,
Yeah, it
if
looks
you
great.
if you were standing across a battlefield from that set, I don't know why it's focusing on my hand. If you were sitting across the battlefield and that guy on the other side was there, and that guy on the other side was all the way over
Focus.
there,
Notice me.
you would be horrified. You would be horrified, and that's exactly what they needed to capture because power armor, like Fallout 3 and New Vegas did not do a good job with power armor. Fallout 4 did a much better job. It is supposed to be a portable tank. That is what they are wearing. They are getting inside this machine that they are running in. And so it was so cool to see that they got that. Just you could make the ghoul look more like a ghoul. He doesn't need to be hot. Hancock wasn't hot, but I loved him.
Hancock, you mean?
But
Will
to be
Smith?
fair,
From Fallout 4.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. To be fair, Holly, what you say?
to be fair, like, you don't know how these adaptations are gonna go. It's terrifying. So the fact that there is even a ghoul that kind of looks like a ghoul is a step of good faith to me. Like, because they could have just put some wrinkles on his face and kept his nose all nice, right? But they took the nose off at least.
All right,
Like, to me,
maybe
that's
I'm just
like
a little bit meaner than I think I am. I don't give brownie points for kind of. I'm not gonna give you
I know.
brownie points for like not doing the
After-
worst possible thing you could have done. Oh, you
I have
didn't
so
make
much-
them look terrible. Yes.
Look, look, Xbox properties. I have so much PTSD from that shit show Halo that I'm just
Oh my
like,
God.
you could put a black screen up and this would be better than what they did with that,
And The
right?
Witcher.
So,
The
no,
best
that's
part
still
about
bad.
The
Like,
Witcher is Henry Cavill.
is Henry Cavill.
Was Geralt.
Is
was
that
Geralt.
is that The Witcher ended 3 seasons in? Thankfully.
And finally, yeah. I hope it's done. Did you guys see? So here's another fun fact.
Andrei
see-
Sapkowski. Are you about to do the
Yes.
Andrei Sapkowski?
Yep.
Yep.
He came out, and it's like, all right, it's over. It's over because Andre, Sapkowski came out and said I'm not gonna do an impression. He said they were not interested in listening to my advice at all. They didn't listen to me at all. I said all this stuff, and they said, yeah. None of it was taken
Who's
into
that guy?
consideration.
What's that man doing here?
Who are you? Are you? Oh, you're the old man with. Oh, sorry. can you go backstage? Sorry, do you have a helper? Do you need an adult? Anyway,
Sir, the old man Holmes over there. He's like, no, I wrote the books. Yeah,
Is
I
your
know.
rascal-
You
we
wrote
know
them.
you're a big fan.
You
You're a
wrote
big
them. Yeah,
fan.
good job, good job. Security.
Security. He's like, I wrote the books. I don't know why I became German all of a sudden. I can't do a Polish accent. But so he came out and was blatantly ignored by the showrunners who had an agenda and used that show to propagate.
Look, Miles Morales
whatever.
can do his own thing, but Netflix, you can't do your own thing.
No,
I'm just saying.
No.
It could be worse. Halo is always the lowest benchmark of all benchmarks.
Yeah.
So I have some hope that this is going to be
Right.
okay. And I really don't want them to screw it up. I don't
Yeah.
want them to screw it up.
Palpatine says, about Walter Goggins. I was actually going to say that. Palpatine says probably another one of those things about the actors not seeing their face. Like, they need their face to be seen because of their portfolio, and they need to. I did this movie. Well, who were you? I was the ghoul. Well, we didn't know that was you. It's like, well, you can kind of see. I do agree with that. Pay for the rights for The Witcher IP. Ignore creator and lead actor who loves the IP. Yes. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. God, the showrunner, she's unbearable. Man, I don't want to get all. Whoa, man. Anyway, so there's your movie news for this week. Oh, Assassin, do you have any fun facts of the week?
Yes. Remember, I told you from now on I'm actually going to be doing laws. Or interesting laws.
What state are we
As
going
my
with
fun
them?
facts. We are going with Arizona, specifically in the city of Glendale.
Okay.
You ready?
I think so, yeah.
In Glendale, Arizona, it is illegal to drive a car in reverse.
So you just can't back up.
It's
You just like
Legal
hit a wall.
to
You're like,
drive a
well,
car in reverse anywhere.
I'm fucked.
Pretty much, yeah. You are not allowed to reverse your car.
Can you imagine someone pulls into a parking space where the building's in front, and they pull up right next to a cop who's sitting there eating lunch, who's parked in reverse somehow magically, and he puts it in reverse and he looks over and he's like, and the cop's like, I fucking dare you. I'm watching you. You better figure it out. I see you. You better figure it out, motherfucker. He's like, that's so weird. I guess maybe just like for like an extended period of time, maybe like you can probably back out of a parking spot, but you can't like full on drive in reverse. Do you
Don't
feel
get in an
lucky,
actual
punk?
driving lane.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
think that's bad? In San
Yeah.
Francisco, California, it is illegal to wipe your car with your used underwear.
what? Come on.
Why are
man.
these laws? Why are
That
these
one's
laws?
important. That one's really important.
That's
It
STD.
shouldn't
things,
be,
right?
but
You know,
Yeah.
the reason I work for the government, and unfortunately, when things like that are actually put on paper, it's because somebody has done those things and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
required. Like,
Like, can we
That's the
have
horrible part
these
about it.
people stop that? God,
right?
that's-
Can we just be normal? Can everybody just be normal?
God, man, San Francisco, the capital. Never mind. I'm not gonna be rude. Is that all? I'm like, please, but not illegal to poop in the street. Palpatine says, yeah, apparently not. Yeah.
I have a
just think-
fact.
Oh yes, please.
Just to pivot.
Please.
It is impossible to hold your nose and hum at the same time. So everybody will do it right now, I'm sure.
No.
But that is something to try, probably when you're
I
not
can
on
do
camera.
it.
Hold your nose and hum with your mouth closed at the same time.
You're like,
yeah, I did. Yeah.
Because you gotta take a deep breath, and you gotta go. Wait. Oh God. I don't know what you're doing. Just like.
A grunt is
DeMarco,
not a
try
hum.
Try it, DeMarco. There you did. He did it longer than any of us did.
Yep.
like a foghorn.
No, okay, we're all just people are like tuning in like, what the fuck is this show?
No one's tuning in this late. Come on, Red.
No one's tuning in this late. Is RDX still a show? No, we can do whatever we want all the time.
No.
Oh, okay, good. Great Mona says Star Trekking across the universe
Forward.
forward, never in reverse. I don't know. I don't get that. I don't get it. I like it though.
Because you can't go backwards.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? So, I don't know how many people are actually in chat right now. I have codes to give out, and
Wait until we do our Christmas special.
well, I mean, I have codes to give out, but the issue is like I've gifted so many, and I've gifted somebody in here a game and that they never redeemed that is still available to redeem. But I have them now, and I'm gonna go ahead and just put one in chat. Or wait, can I? I don't know if I can. It's gonna be a lot of work. Maybe I should wait. No, see, now that I've teased it, I'm a piece of shit. You know what? If anyone is gonna stick around to the end of the show, this might be the reason to do it. And Grand Monad's gonna be like, "It's The Witcher 3. I'll play it again." So let me see here. Let me just see what I can do.
Or you could do
Copy this.
a question, and if they answer it, you could DM them.
I see that would be the thing, because every time I've ever put a code in chat, no one ever is like, "I got it." They're just like, "Huh, cool." Let's see if I can do this without taking all the time in the world. Codes and me, boom, boom, sent, and now I will bring it up. Guys, is this good content? Let me know. Okay, here we go. So this code I'm just gonna drop, and you gotta let me. Somebody's gotta let me know if they get it. And if you don't like the game, you don't have to.
Whoa.
Yeah, you okay?
Where did everybody go?
What happened?
So I'm watching the live stream right now, and all three of you just disappeared. I was the only one. Oh, never mind. We're back.
Oh, okay. Just wiggle just a little
I guess
bit.
I guess you did something.
So I'm gonna put a code in if anyone's interested. That is for Batman Telltale series. If
Got it.
is-
Nice.
It's in my library.
you just get it immediately. Do you have one of those apps where you just pick up whatever?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say you can have it. I got more. So that's what that is. That is for Batman Telltale series. It's in chat right there. And let me know if you got it. And maybe someone here on the panel can test it just to make sure if someone got it already. Because in my order history, it tells me that it has not been redeemed. So if anyone can redeem that, do it. Have fun. Play that. Already have it. You know what, Graham? You ungrateful shit. No, I'm kidding.
That took a turn.
Anyway, no, I like being hyperbolic. Look, this has been so fun. What a good show we've had here. And shout out to Jonas, who isn't alive right now, but he will be at another time. He made this whole show possible because I was about to quit YouTube. I was so distressed about the podcast. Oh, God. So this episode is sponsored by literally Jonas. Assassin, what you gonna be getting into, man? Are you gonna be, making videos and stuff and whatnot? What you gonna be playing? You gotta be playing something other than whatever you. Oh no, you're done with Immortals of Avium, so you're gonna be jumping back into Dragon's Dogma or Witcher 3, right?
I'm gonna be bouncing between The Witcher 3 and Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm gonna be honest, the hype for GTA 6 for me is so high right now, I've resorted to playing GTA 5. Recently,
Okay.
I had no idea how much fun that game was. Like, sure, the characters, like the main three, are not
Pretty
everybody's
crazy.
favorite, but
Yeah.
those are the three that I grew up with in terms of like watching YouTube videos and content about GTA 5. But actually playing it for the first time in a very long time, it's refreshing. I forgot how fun it was.
You said grew up with. Dude.
Yeah.
You were 13.
No, I was a sophomore when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, but I did watch a lot of YouTube videos on it at the time. I didn't have a console back then, because I was a troubled kid. I didn't get to keep my 360 for obvious reasons.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Monad.
I don't know what that means. Ego shit. Monad doesn't like anything. Somebody better redeem that damn code. God, I don't get it. What do you guys not like games? You don't like happiness? So you're gonna be finishing GTA, right? And then you're gonna be jumping into newness.
I'm gonna finish the story campaign for GTA 5, but then I'll focus on Witcher 3 and Dragon's Dogma.
Oh man, I can't wait for you to get.
That's my plan.
Man, Dragon's Dogma is what Elden Ring did for Skyrim. Is what I will say. Like, that is what that game is, and DeMarco said it so well. Does not need great story. It is the gameplay itself. You make your own, like, adventure in your head, and which is, I think, is just the best way to play video games, especially if you love role playing. You got this thing going on in your head. You got all these, man, it's just I love it. Well, cool, man. And then where can people find you, Ashashin?
You can find me on Twitter and YouTube at Assassin Entertainment. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I do have a Game Awards video planned in the next couple days. Be discussing what games could be there. I'll be going through all the publishers and developers and see who or who may not be there. Already have a few in line. Ubisoft, Square Enix, Warner Brothers. You'll see it by the end of the week. I've just been busy the past week, so I couldn't afford to do my original Prince of Persia video, and I figured I might as well just wait until more news about that game came out to actually make a video on it. So yeah, Game Awards video. Out by this week.
Okay. That's exciting. Can't wait to see it. Yeah, I'm trying to do stuff. Seriously, one of you guys try to redeem that code. Don't actually redeem it. Just see if it's still available. I want to see if someone actually grabbed it because it's pissing me off. DeMarco, you gonna make videos sometime soon, man? Or what you gonna be playing some games sometime soon? Or what?
Yeah,
you gonna get
I'm
into?
retired now.
You have a lot of stuff going on in life, so I get it. You're really busy, and I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, no, I've just completely retired from YouTube. I hit just under 5,000 subscribers and said, you know what? Not getting 5,000, that's a good goal. That's a nice milestone, not hitting 5K. So let's just quit while we're behind, to avoid any further disappointment.
Fair. That's my peak.
No. Yeah, it's coming around. I've been focused in a lot of different things, right? Lately it's been a lot of just kind of focusing on myself, which is important from time to time to
really
take a step back
selfish
and be
of you.
like, hey, listen, gotta do me.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we were at now, but we're coming back around. With the Game Awards, I'll be streaming. I've actually found somebody who I've wanted to do revive the podcast that I had running for a very long time. Someone that I've asked and I've really wanted to do it with has come forward and been like, hey, I can do it now, maybe. And I was like, I'll take a maybe. Let's do it.
Wow. That's exciting.
So hopefully we'll see that soon, and we'll see if it comes to fruition or not. Not setting anything in stone yet. So that'll be a nice kind of revival, and then hopefully with a couple streams every now and again with the Game Awards kicking off, and we'll see if we kind of get back into that spirit, right? The first step getting back into it when you haven't done it for a while is the hardest. It's hard to sit down and be like, hey, now let's just get to it, but you need to just do it. So That's the phase where I.
So you'll be in your own party, right? For your channel.
For the Game Awards, I will be streaming on my channel. But I'll have you guys on in the background so I can join in spirit.
Okay, all right. I was wondering how we were gonna do that because, like, we all talked behind the scenes, and yeah, you're gonna do it for your channel. We're also gonna be doing it here. Ollie, you said you're gonna do it. You're gonna be on with me and Red and DeMarco, yeah.
Yeah, I have an idea too. So.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
Oh, damn it! Now it's below.
Well,
Wait,
it's not taken yet.
Well, good. Thank you.
So
for
it's up for
confirming.
grabs.
Okay.
Somebody
no
go
one's
get
done
it.
No one cares about my generosity. This is how I live my life. It's fine. RDX. Go watch RDX where they don't give away codes. I'm kidding. I love those guys. They're great. They're people that Red will.
Or take the code and go put it in RDX's chat.
Who says I don't have an OnlyFans? Sorry, go ahead.
Me.
Holly, you said that you said that you have an idea with the Game Awards. Do you want to tell us behind the scenes?
Sorry, my internet's buffering a little, or
I saw you. You
something's
were
going
like
on here.
for like way too long, and you were like frozen. Like I was like, what happened? Yeah, that was great.
No, I have an idea. I have an idea for us when we watch the thing, but I need to work on it. So we might be playing a little game while we're watching the Game Awards.
Play a little game.
Is this like a bingo thing?
You guys ever see that video?
Shut up, Susan.
Oh, don't tell me I was right on the money.
Don't you know about behind the curtain talk and in front of the curtain
You
talk?
said no.
Look, look, Holly, you can join my stream, and I won't spoil all of your exciting plans.
That's fair. That's fair. He's very reasonable.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He'll just spoil everything else for you.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah, I actually have the entire Game Awards playlist right here. So, if you
Tell me, DeMarco, am I gonna be drinking the piss?
Well, listen, I can't because
Eat fans.
I don't spoil things like you do. So.
Oh, Andrew Conan, he says he got the code. Okay, Andrew, did you really get the code, or are you just fucking with me? He says, sorry, I was putting the kids to sleep. Sorry, that wasn't showing up. I was like, what'd you do to the kids? Sorry, I was putting the kids to sleep. The 1-year-old wouldn't go down. He's like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Good, man. Well, you're welcome, I think. Fantastic. Colt says, I subbed to his feet fans. Damn it, Colt. Stop it. That's not my real feet. I shaved my toes. Well, good, Andrew. I'm glad to do something for you. So thank you for always being so cool. You're always here. You're always here. You're one of them. Is that a weird compliment? You're one of them. Thank you for being one of them. Anywho, yeah. So Game Awards are happening. Holly, where are you gonna be? Who are you? Where can people find you?
I'm gonna be stuck in this chair forever with the dog on my lap.
Oh my god, he's still there. I didn't even realize. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah, he's
Your
laying like a
knees
baby.
must be like.
Sorry about the
done.
dog, chat. I
No,
get
I love
home
it.
right before the podcast starts, and he's like, "Yo, this is my time now." Right. So I am that blue number everywhere. PlayStation, which I'm not on very often, and Xbox, and I'm getting a PC next week, so I might dabble with a little PC gaming outside of just my Rogue Ally, so we shall see. DeMarco will have to show me the evil ways of the PC. And
Evil.
Yeah.
You're about to embrace a superior gaming platform where
Spoken like a
everything
true
can be
Sith
enjoyed
Lord.
to its maximum potential.
God,
versus
only
these
a Sith
stupid console
deals
players
in
who have no.
absolutes. I will do what I must.
Hashtag triggered.
I no. No, I love console gaming. I don't have an Xbox Series console, but I do have a PS5. I love it to bits. I had an Xbox One, PlayStation 2. Like, anybody who doesn't take that as a joke doesn't know me at all.
Andrew, please confirm that you got the code for real and that you're not messing with me, so I can erase it from the list, because I have a bunch of other codes that I want to give out, including Dishonored 2, Death of the Outsider bundle. Okay, I have a code for that, and I want to give it out someday.
Chat, that's the winner chicken dinner right there.
Yeah. I also have a Mass Effect Legendary Edition key. Come on, guys. I got stuff. So, anyway, there are things happening. I'm sorry. Holly, did I interrupt your... I'm sure I did.
No.
Okay.
That's me. I'm on the Infinite podcast on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. For now, until goofy time changes happen again. But we're over there having a good time talking with an accent that I won't butcher. So
Nice.
So it'll be good. Yeah. Oh, Monad. Got it?
Monad got it. Y'all, I don't believe anyone.
What? Okay. Whatever.
Can somebody check it again? Can you check it again, Harley?
Sure.
Anyway, DeMarco, I'm sorry. Where can people find you? What are you doing?
Marco Dude on Twitter and on YouTube.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, he said, yeah, I did. Okay, thank you for confirming. I'm sorry. I just don't believe anyone. I'm really jaded in a lot of different ways. And so, Andrew, I feel good that I did a thing. I hope you like it. If you like Batman, it's amazing. Yes. Fantastic. And you can find me. You found me. And I'm on Twitter, Red Wolf Renegade, the only Red Wolf Renegade on Twitter. Prove me wrong. I dare you to make a Red Wolf Renegade. Oh, he's saying I got Dishonored. Oh, okay. Yes, you're welcome, Andrew. And Gray Monad, it's way past your... No, I'm kidding. Anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We did it. We did this. We did the show. This was a fun one because we're not beholden to any sort of conglomerate of
Just
news.
think, we're gonna have 2 shows next week: our normal one and then the Game Awards.
Yeah, so
That show's gonna be like 3 hours long.
yeah, so I wanted to say, so next week, I was thinking maybe we should skip next week. No. We will be doing it. Next week's show will be our Game of the Year. It'll be our Game of the Year awards
Discussion.
show. Yeah. So we're doing it before because no one's going to give a shit after the actual Game Awards happen. So that's what next week's show is going to be, is what our Games of the Years are. And we can start to talk about that behind the scenes. So be sure to join us for that next Tuesday on the 4th. I don't know. Whenever the next Tuesday is, I don't know. Anyway,
It'll be the 5th.
there we go. Well, for Australia, it'll be the 4th because they're in the future.
No, it'll be the 6th.
It'll be the 6th.
No one cares about
Yeah.
Australia.
No one cares about Australia. Yeah, that's true.
Care about Australia.
Oh, do
I'm
you
only
care about
kidding.
Australia? I'm sorry. DeMarco cares about Australia. He's got a go feed me or go fund me for Australia. Stop hunting kangaroos. Can you eat kangaroo? You can probably.
Yes, you can eat kangaroo and alligator pizza down there.
Oh, another fun fact: alligators can gallop like horses. Isn't that terrifying?
That's terrifying.
They
Yes.
can run
Yes.
way fucking faster than you think. People don't know this because the majority of the time, alligators hunt in shallow water, obviously. They drag their prey into the water, but they can run very fast. I didn't look up exactly how many mph, how many miles per hour that they can run, but they can run really fast. And I watched a video of it, and it's like, that's fucked up. Like, dinosaurs, alligators still exist, guys. That's terrifying. Go watch a video of an alligator running. Anyway, That's it for the Renegade Run podcast. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Adios.